Have you been surprised at the amount of pushback there's been just from the American people in terms of doing something simple like wearing a mask?
Well, again, that speaks to, what are the leaders saying? We have to admit that the scientific community in the early stage of the infection, we thought this was about coughing. We didn't know the simple masks would provide so much benefit. So it wasn't as you got into April that we started to really develop that evidence and very clear message starting in May. So I am surprised since that time, given that, we tell people to wear clothes. I don't think of it as some ultra important freedom thing that, there's another part of your body, at least for the duration of the pandemic, we're asking you to cover up most of the time. And so mask compliance in the United States is quite poor, and yet the cost of the mask and the productivity loss from the mask, it's quite an intervention. And really, other than our social behavior, the primary tool we have until these therapeutics or vaccines get out there in big numbers.
Do you hear people? I mean, I've been shocked at the blowback I've seen directed at you over vaccines for this stuff, but for the masks too. How frustrating is that to you?
Well, the whole digital media space where people are dealing with the bad news of the pandemic has spun up a lot of conspiracy theories. And the two people who are most targeted, and those are Dr. Fauci and myself, in terms of, do we have some malign reason to think vaccines are important in general? And, that's unfortunate, particularly if it undermines the mask wearing, or if it undermines as the vaccine gets approved. Are we able to have people not only protect themselves, but protect their loved ones, protect the community by participating in something that's been proven to be safe?
Yeah. Have you talked to Dr. Fauci about it?
Yeah, he and I don't talk about the conspiracy theories because, neither he or I, know how to stop that. He and I talk about the antibody studies. The scientific team at the foundation gets on the phone with him on a regular basis, and because he's seen company innovations that we're seeing things he's not, because we have a global view, very, rich dialogue with the private companies on a regular basis. And so, we're saying, okay, how do we get antibodies going faster? Or what are we thinking about the different vaccines? So it's a, helpful collaboration, which we've always had. He's an infectious disease expert. Those used to be very obscure. People didn't talk about malaria and TB, but, Tony and I, we love talking about that.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.